Hello everyone, this is part 9 of the Learn to Crochet series. If you're new here, I'm currently filming some beginner-friendly crochet videos and organizing them in a Learn to Crochet series. In the description box down below, I'll put the link to the playlist that has all the videos in it. The idea is you can kind of skip around and just tune into the ones that you're interested in. If you're an absolute beginner though, I'd watch parts 1 through 3 in order first, and then afterwards you can kind of skip around as you would like. So in this video, we're going to be going over how you begin the round with the magic circle. You probably remember at the beginning of the Learn to Crochet series, when we were crocheting circles and granny squares, we'd always begin the round by chaining 4, and then we'd slip stitch into the first chain to form the ring that we'd work into. The other way to begin crocheting in the round is you start with the magic circle. What the difference is for the purple circle here, I began by chaining 4 and then slip stitching into the first chain. You can see how at the center of it, it has a little bit of a gap. The light pink circle, which we're going to be making in this video with the magic circle, the center of it is very tight. There's almost no gap at all. So first we'll go over how to create a magic circle, and then afterwards I'll explain when I like to begin with the chains and then when I like to use magic circles to start crocheting in the round. So for a magic circle, you'll take 2 fingers and lay the yarn over them. Then you're going to wrap it around again. On the side of your finger it's going to look like an X, and then you'll tuck it between your 3rd and 4th finger. Then insert the hook underneath the yarn that's on the right, and then pull that yarn on the left through. Then do you see how there's 2 strands of yarn on the top? We're going to insert our hook underneath the one that's on the left. Then we'll pull it through the loop that's currently on our hook. Then you have a magic circle. A lot of times, this is the tail right here, it gets a little bit tangled. But just like when we begin with a slip knot, that's the tail that you'll hold against the work while you're working. Then also, if this seems like a very large loop to work into, what you do at the end is you pull on the tail, and then it'll become like as small as you need it to be. So it's okay if it looks a little bit large. But I'm going to go ahead and repeat that again. So you'll start with 2 fingers, you lay the yarn over them. Wrap it around again. It'll look like an X on the part of your hand that's facing you, and then you tuck it between your 3rd and 4th finger. You'll insert your hook underneath the yarn that's on the right, and then pull the yarn on the left through. Then from those 2 strands that are on the top, you're going to insert your hook underneath the one that's on the left, and then pull it through the loop that's on your hook. And then you can remove your fingers. Then you see you already have 1 chain. So like when you're crocheting with double crochet stitches, that would be a UK treble stitch. You normally begin the round with a chain 3. That's the first chain, so you only have to chain 2 more to have a chain 3. One mistake I often make when I'm making magic circles is I accidentally make that chain too tight, and then the chain 3 at the beginning of the round, it won't quite be the height as the rest of the stitches. So let me show you how to avoid that. I'm going to do the magic circle one more time. This is an important part right here. So when you pull this yarn through that's on the left, you want to pull up on it. You don't want it to be very tight. Then you pull that strand that's on the left on the top through. And then that's the part that forms the chain. So you just want to make sure when you pull that yarn that's on the left through, you want to make sure it's loose. And then you see how that's the size of like if you were going to chain 1, it's not too tight. So if your chain looks too tight at the beginning, go ahead and just try again and make sure you pull up on the yarn. Then from there, if I was going to begin crocheting a circle, I would chain 2 more to have the chain 3 at the beginning. and then work 11 double crochet into the magic circle. So when you go to work your double crochet, you'll just insert your hook inside the magic circle and then hold that tail against the magic circle, so that way it'll end up on the inside. So I'm just going to crochet 11 more double crochet. And remember, the pattern for a flat circle begins with 12 stitches, so I've worked a chain 3 and then 11 double crochet. After you've worked all of your stitches for the first round, you just pull on the tail of the magic circle to tighten it. You want to pull as tightly as you can, and then you'll find your chain 3 and insert your hook into the third chain. And work a slip stitch just like we used to at the ends of the round. Then from there, depending on the pattern that you're following, you can go ahead and just continue on with the pattern. Alright, so that's how you begin the round, with the magic circle. Typically, whenever I'm crocheting circles, or I crochet a lot of flowers, and so those normally begin as a circle, I start with a magic circle. When I'm making granny squares, so either like traditional granny squares or solid granny squares, I typically still begin by chaining 4 and then slip stitching in the first chain, just because I like when the granny squares have a little bit of a gap in the center. But when you're making granny squares, you could begin with the magic circle. Really, anything that you crochet in the round, you could begin with the magic circle instead of chaining 4 at the beginning. So thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful.